Hey guys, how's it going? It's Soft Boy Zach, and today in this video, I just wanted to talk about love and what I think love is. I wanted to talk about what I believe love truly is. Um, now, um, I've as years have gone on, and I've talked to people about love and stuff like that. Um, I've heard a lot of people say like they've fallen in love. They've fallen in love with someone, and Uh, never really made a lot of sense to me. Uh, um, yeah, that and but as I've gotten older, I guess I understand what they mean by falling in love. Um, I've talked to like my ex girlfriend and stuff, and it's those conversations that we've had together about love. It's really made me look back at how I felt. Right? She described how she felt when she fell in love, and then I had to look back uh, at when I was younger. Did I fall in love with anyone? Because I don't really think I've fallen in love, and I don't think I've fallen in love with anyone as an adult. But I do remember falling in love a few times when I was younger, like once in middle school, once in high school, and one time and another time when I was like in Job Corps, when I was like between 17 to 19 years old. Um, but yeah, and when she kept talking about being in love and stuff, you know, eventually I deduced like that's not really what that's not. I don't like calling it love. I'd much rather prefer to call it hormonal attachment, right? Um, and we'll get into that later. I'd prefer to call that not love, but hormonal attachment and desire, right? And that's not a bad thing, right? I do believe that hormonal attachment and desire is needed in a relationship, but it's not love. Uh, so, what I believe love to be are two things, um, a practice and a feeling. I believe that there is love as a practice and love as a feeling. Um, uh, to describe love as a practice, that is taking care of the needs of your significant other, serving your significant other, consistently taking care of the needs of your significant other, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually as well. Um, so I guess in a sense, altruism, but but we're not really talking about serving everyone. It's just for your significant other. You are practicing altruism for one person, your significant other, right? Um, right? Because you want, in order to keep that person in your life, you must take care of them, right? And then love is a feeling. The true love is a feeling, not the in love feeling that people get, right? That feeling that they get when they uh, experience love at first sight, which I don't really think exists either, right? It's not that feeling. That's just hormonal attachment and desire. Um, I believe that true love as a feeling is almost any physical, mental, and emotional or spiritual feeling that pushes you to serve someone. Um, a mental, emotional desire that pushes you to take care of the needs of your significant other. A desire, a feeling that pushes you to uh, serve your significant other, right? To put love into practice, right? Right. It is, I believe that love is a feeling, is uh, a feeling that you get to put love into practice, right? And there are three points that I found. There are 3 points that I found that I've thought of that describe love as a feeling. And that first point is having a strong desire to repay your significant other after they have served you. Having a strong desire to serve someone after they have served you. Having a strong desire to give back to someone after they have given to you, right? That's like they give you a gift and you want to and then they give you a gift and then you want to give them a gift in return, right? That feeling that you get that kind of gives you the train of thought, and you say to yourself like, I have to do more. I want to repay you, right? I want to do more than just receive this or just say thank you, right? Um, but even a thank you is good. Um, and that kind of reminds me a story my dad told, which kind of falls in line with this. Like he had told me that when he was with my mom after she was giving birth to me, while they're in the hospital and they're giving birth to me, he had said to my mother with his entire heart, with his whole heart, thank you, because in that moment, that's all he could do. That's all he could give to her in that moment. He could not share her pain of childbirth, of course. He could not take away that pain of childbirth to serve her. All he could do was say thank you. But he said thank you with his entire heart, with his entire soul at that time, because at that point in time, that's all he could give to her. That's all. That's how he could repay her after she had given birth to me. So that's love. That's like the first love as a feeling, wanting to give back to someone that had given to you. And the next one is concern for the well-being of your significant other, right? So basically compassion, having compassion for your significant other. I think a good example is just like, they trip, they fall, and then you immediately run to them and help them up. Or you see them sitting on the couch or something and they look sad, and something in you, a feeling within you, makes you say, hey, what's wrong? Right? What's wrong? Because you're concerned for their well-being, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Or like parents, they have their baby starts crying, and they both the mother and the father just run up and go to take care of the baby's needs, because they're concerned for their well-being. An intense physical an intense feeling pushed them to to take care of the baby that's starting to cry. I think that's what that's another love as a feeling. And then the third love as a feeling is being happy to serve. So basically obliging, wanting to oblige that person. And it reminds me of like I've been like I've seen like YouTube videos of people talking about love, and they use like this clip from a movie where I think the guy, he was playing video games, and his wife or girlfriend told him to do the dishes, and he really didn't want to do it. Obviously, he's like, "Oh, I'll get to it, I'll get to it." Uh, but she just kept asking until he got up and until he said he'll go and do it, but in a frustrating with a frustrating tone of voice. With a frustrating tone, he said he was going to do it, and he got up to do it, but uh, he did it in a way that showed that he really didn't want to. And she had said, "I want you to want to do the dishes," meaning she wanted him to be happy to serve, right? Uh, because even though he was doing the action of serving her, even though he was doing the action of serving her, um, there was no emotional love behind it. He was not happy to serve her, and that didn't feel good. So yeah, love as a feeling is being happy to serve, obliging someone. So yeah, those are three love, uh, the three love as a feelings for me. Um, the desire to give back to somebody that is given to you, concern for that person's well-being, and being happy to serve, right? So love as a feeling is a feeling that pushes you to put love into practice, right? Uh, but unfortunately, people think that love is basically, as I put it, hormonal attachment or desire. You know, like they think because that they are on the same mental and emotional wavelength, or they are have the same interests, or they are very, very physically attracted to one another, that uh, they are in love, right? Or they, they think that that's what love is, or like I've said before, like love at first sight. I wish people would stop calling it love. I wish people would just change it to. I wish people would start calling it that and change it to um, des- uh, attraction at first sight. Um, because desire isn't bad; it's needed in a relationship, but desire is not love. Because you have to ask yourself, if it really was love at first sight, um, or if it was love at first, if it was really love at first sight, you have to ask yourself, like, what has this man done for you? He hasn't done anything because you just met him. What has this woman ever done for you? She hasn't done anything for you because you just met them. So what's there? What is that? That's not love. That's just desire, hormonal attachment, mental, emotional, or hormonal attachment. It's just desire, and that's okay. Desire is needed in a relationship, right? Right? Like a relationship without love, a relationship that's only desire but no love, could be abusive, um, or or it could be very draining because they like each other, and they like each other, and they enjoy one another's personalities, but when they have their mental and emotional needs, when either person needs to serve them and take care of them, they don't do it, and that can be very draining. Or a relationship that has love, or they're serving one another but they do not desire one another, could look like a sexless marriage, or two people staying together for the kids, not for one another. So yeah, that's what a relationship or a marriage with love or serving one another would look like. But without desire, it would look like a sexless marriage, or they're staying together for the kids. Yeah. So yeah, and it's like that's why, like, a lot of people, a lot of older people say, hey, don't marry for love, or as I like to call it, to make it more simple, like hormonal attachment or desire or mental and emotional compatibility. You know, they say like marry your best friend or someone that uh, someone that you are compatible with. You know, somebody that you're compatible with. Um, so yeah, uh, desire is needed in a relationship. Um, but I just wish that more people, especially young people, would can see the difference between love and desire, right? Um, love is a choice. Love is something that must be practiced, right? It's servitude, altruism for your significant other, right? Taking care of their needs, always being there for them, and for men that might look like protecting your significant other with your life, or getting up every day and working and uh, and providing for them so that they don't have to get up and work for themselves and stuff. Or for the ladies, it's like, say, uh, your significant other, your guy, he's physically injured, and you nurse him back to health, or he's sick. That's how you take care of him physically. But for the both of them, but for the both of them, mentally, emotionally, you have to serve one another as well, and that just consists of sitting down and talking and listening to one another, and accepting one another emotionally and spiritually as well. You know, um, I guess like a good way that I would like to describe how people should be able to serve one another. It's kind of like take like the tank and the healer. Basically like Reinhardt, Reinhardt and Mercy from Overwatch, right? I talked to my auntie about this analogy where um, men serve, where like how men serve women and how women serve men, like how the masculine can serve the feminine, and how the feminine can serve the masculine. Um, where it's uh, like let's say I'm married to my wife. I would go to my wife, my other half, right, and I would talk to her. I would consult her and talk to her about where we are going in life, right? And it is my job as the masculine to lead, right? It is my job as the masculine to be in the front, to be up front, right? And she is behind me, right? And as we are walking through life, life is gonna throw things at us. Life is gonna hit us, but I serve her by being at the front, and I serve her by being in front, and and having life hit me so it doesn't hit her. I shield her from the waves of life, the hard waves of life. But of course, I'm human. Um, I'm uh, I'm gonna need to. I'm gonna take damage, right? So the way she serves me as the feminine, uh, she heals me, like Mercy, right? She heals me and puts me back together, and so that I can get up and uh, get in front, lead, and take the waves and the hits of life again. That is how we should serve one another. I don't like the red pill stuff or whatever, where it's like, or like Muslim stuff where, or certain people that think like, oh, me man, me leader, we're leaders, so it's like we are in control of everything, and oh, I tell my wife what to do, and she just listens. Like, no, no, that's not how it works, right? Um, we are one. We are one body, right? We are of one body. Just like my arm, I'm not just gonna tell my arm what to do, right? And just order it around. Like, no, that's not the way that works. We are one body, and I must like take care of my body, right? Must take care of my body. I must take care of her, right? And I must serve her in the masculine. Um, so yeah, I think that's how people should serve one another. There's I don't. It's not about like control. Since I'm the man, I'm supposed to like control stuff. No, I'm supposed to serve, because that is what love is. It's service. It's servitude. Um, right. Um, and not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Sit down and listen to your significant other when they are emotionally distraught. You know, you know,